Injury against Duke on Sunday. She's been a reliable arm for Notre Dame all season long. Not having her is a concern, but the Irish will look to Charlie Nigo to carry an even heavier load on the outside. And Louisville has a lot of respect for Niego in the way that she plays. Notre Dame will also need freshman outside hitter Caroline Muth to step up and have a big game as well, Eric.
Notre Dame has won 6 in a row. Louisville has won 7 in a row. We're ready for volleyball on a Wednesday night here at Notre Dame. Louisville will have the first serve, and it belongs to a freshman from Louisville, Alexa Hendricks, and we're underway here at the Joyce Center. And an early setup, and that's an early point for Louisville. So with Sydney Bent out, Hannah Thompson gets the first call. There you see the junior from Albuquerque.
Mike Johnson said he wanted to see offensive rhythm right out of the gate from his team. An unforced error is not the way that you want to start things off.
Nigo receives the serve. Muth with the first point for the Fighting Irish.
Really nice job there by Caroline Muth, just managing an inside set from Nunez. She's able to tip that ball deep to corner 1. Lexi Hamilton unable to get her feet there in time.
Zoe Nunez, the setter, the sophomore, third in the conference in assists per set at 10.6. Kiara Schmidt, freshman, will serve for the Fighting Irish. And blocked back and out of play. The setter for Louisville is Tori Dilfer. Did not play in the last match for Louisville. Shannon Shields got the call in that match. That was a sweep for the Cardinals. They've not dropped the set in the last 4 matches.
No, they haven't. They've been really, really solid, especially on the road.
Trying to place it, but missing her mark is Aiko Jones, the redshirt freshman from Jamaica.
A little bit out of system here. Coming off of the dig, Tori Dilfer's push behind the 10-foot line. She tries to go to Aiko Jones there, who just mismanages the ball. She's trying to roll shot it and keep it in play. Unfortunately, she hits it a little bit too long. Jones
is first on this Louisville team in hitting percentage at .325. Muth, good hustle to get to it. And Nunez will bump it over.
I love the decisions. Jones obviously has an unforced hitter error. And what does Tori Dilfer do? She goes back to her 2 times in a row to build up that confidence. Really nice job.
Louisville with an early lead for Danny Busboom Kelly in her 3rd season as the Louisville head coach. 59 wins, 19 losses. She's done a tremendous job with this program. They are 13-3 overall this season, won 22 games a season ago. Nigo has it blocked and it heads out of play. That's a point for Notre Dame. Mike Johnson, his 2nd year as Notre Dame's head coach, his 8th overall. He was an assistant here for 3 years prior to taking over for Jim McLaughlin. 16 wins a year ago. They have 13 wins this year. Dilfer with the sets. Nunez to Muth, and a miss-hit and a point for Louisville. And miss-hitting has been an issue for the Fighting Irish. Hitting at 199, that's 11th in the ACC. Linesman's got to watch out.
I like the play. I like running the back row attack. It keeps defenses honest. Obviously just too heavy an arm there for Muth, but it was a good run and a good decision by Nunez.
Dilfer sets it, and putting it away is freshman Amaya Tillman. One of 6 freshmen dressed tonight for the Cardinals.
They've got a lot of young players and a lot of depth. Amaya Tillman goes up, really crushes that slide, beats the block. Nicely done.
McHenry the serve again. Nunez sets it for Nigo, tried to tip it over. Nigo, a little harder hit this time.
Nice coverage by Notre Dame.
3rd time is the charm for Charlie Nigo, the sophomore from Chicago, with the point.
And I love that from Notre Dame setter Nunez. She's in there, she's covering, she's doing her job. She keeps it alive there with one hand. Out of system set. Nigo goes up, hauls off, gets the kill. If you're not covering, you don't get that point. Really nice job.
Nunez to serve for the Irish. Notre Dame, very good serving team, very good defensive team, and that's going to be a point for the Irish. While they're trying to find their rhythm offensively, Notre Dame has been a very solid defensive team.
Yeah, they have. That's something that they pride themselves in all season long. And the first line of defense is that block. They've got a huge block up front. It's something that Dani Busboom-Kelly has talked about managing. This is the biggest block that Louisville has faced, and the best block Louisville has faced in quite some time. So she wants her players not to run away from it, but to manage it, to know where it's at, to have good vision.
A point for Tillman. She'll step back to serve. Oh, that worked out well for Notre Dame. A little accidental offense from their libero, Madison Cruzado.
A little bit of a miscommunication here. Nene Mbanu goes up for it, thinks that she's got it. Obviously, Amaya Tillman, not a defensive specialist by any means as a middle blocker, just doesn't make the heads-up play of seeing it escape her hands.
Madison tell us that that's how she drew it up. That's how you would tell us how you drew it up.
She probably would try. Doesn't mean we believe her.
Another point for Notre Dame, and the Irish have their first lead of this first set. As Katie mentioned just a few moments ago, a history of 5-set matches in this series. The last 4 matches between these two programs have gone the full 5. Good job by Nigo. Nunez for Muth.
She's got a heavy arm as a freshman. There's another heavy arm from Melanie McHenry out of the back row. And so what you need to see there from Anna Stevenson, a junior transfer from Auburn, it's a bit underset by Tori Dilfer, a little low. Anna Stevenson still tries to go full out with power. She's able to go long there. The set's not there. You just need to manage it, take control of it, and give your defense another chance to play it back. That's a much better set. Really nice job. And I love what Dilfer's doing. If a hitter makes an error, she doesn't go away from him by setting. She's going right back to him to give him confidence. There's nothing better as a hitter to have your setter feed you again and to get that kill, so she's got confidence to continue setting her. Really nice job by those two.
We've seen that from Nunez as well. We saw that sequence before. She kept feeding Nigo. Nunez to Muth.
And a nice dig by Mel McHenry.
And it's a point for Louisville.
Nothing's worse than being an outside hitter, going for a kill and having the opposing outside hitter dig you up.
Sixth tie of this first set.
Already? Jeez. You're going to say that a few more times.
Settle in. Settle in. Muth winds up, gets the point, deflected by Louisville, out of play, and Notre Dame is back in front.
Nice job by Muth going hard and inside. She's able to tool Anna Stevenson on the inside. Nunez, back row, really nice set to keep her in system. Muth just able to tool inside the block. Too far with all that power.
Paige McKnight and Kristen Baer come on for Notre Dame. McKnight with the serve. And Jones with a miss hit. And a point for Notre Dame.
And that's tough because Dilfer puts up a really nice bump set in an out-of-system situation. You would have hoped Iko Jones would have timed it a little bit better. It was high. She went early. Therefore, she's coming down on her jump, and therefore she can't get the ball over the net.
Dilfer to Jones. And another point for Notre Dame.
Almost the same situation there. Another bump set to Iko Jones on the outside. That time she actually makes better contact and goes for the kill. But again, we've talked about Notre Dame. Really good block. It's a bit daunting going against that time and time again.
That's it. Louisville needed that point because Notre Dame had stretched it out to a 3-point advantage, their largest lead of the first set.
Nice job by the Cards, getting a nice pass in system where Dilfer was able to run both attacks. She goes with Anna Stevenson, who's been hot on that slide.
Stevens so far with 3 kills to lead the Cardinals. And another point for Muth. That's her 3rd kill to lead Notre Dame.
I said without Sydney Bent, Notre Dame was going to need a big game and a big start from freshman Caroline Muth, and they're getting it from her right now. She's got a heavy arm. If you're not set up to a T as a block, she's just going to blow straight through you.
Muth already better than her average. Came in averaging 2.7 kills a set. freshman from San Antonio. Came right out of the blocks for Notre Dame. Played with a lot of passion, a lot of energy. Louisville claims that was tipped. The officials think otherwise, and it's a point for Notre Dame. No challenge from Danny Busboom-Kelly.
When you've got two teams that are so similar, neck and neck in so many categories, unforced errors are going to come into play. They're going to become a factor down the line. You have to play clean when you're playing somebody like a Notre Dame.
Well, miscommunication there for Notre Dame, and it's a point for Louisville.
So you have an unforced error from Melanie McHenry, and then you have a miscommunication from Notre Dame where they're not able to figure out who's going to take that free ball over, and it sails out of bounds.
Nunez looks for Muth again, goes with the tip.
Nice job by Amaya Tillman. Heads up play up there. Great touch.
Dilfer back to Jones, and there's a point for Iko Jones.
And that's textbook play from Louisville. Really nice dig. Keeps Tori Dilfer in system. She's able to run it back to Iko Jones, who goes high. She's attacking at such a high point off the hands for a kill.
Cruzado has to run back and get it. Nigo calls for it, gets it over.
Free ball, what are you going to do with it? Run the middle.
Muth almost dug out. Point for the Irish.
What a swing from Muth down the line. Watch this. She goes inside. Iko Jones straight down the line. Tori Dilfer trying to make a play with her hands. That ball's got way too much power. If I'm Tori Dilfer, I'm saying, yo, Iko, scoot out to the antenna. I don't want to get blown up back here.
Muth defensively sends it over a play, and it's a point for Louisville.
Melanie McHenry said, hey, you going to go down the line? Okay, try to dig the line, Muth. Let's see what you got back there.
Mia Stander will come in for Louisville, sophomore from Atlanta to serve. Been bringing her in to serve. Been effective.
Nice play by Hendricks. Good read.
Nunez with a quick set to Kristen Bear, the graduate student, hammers it home. And Notre Dame is the first of 15 here in South Bend on top by 3. We will have KG's Keys. I can hardly wait when we come back. Notre Dame on top by 3, set number 1. Dame on top by 3, KG's Keys for Louisville.
First off, Louisville's got to have strong serve receive. Danny Busboom-Kelly said Notre Dame is one of the best, if not the best, serving team in the conference. Louisville needs to pass well to control this game. Then they've got to slow down Charlie Nigo. We've already seen some heck of kills from Caroline Muth, but they're going to need to see some play from Charlie Nigo. They've got a lot of respect for her on the outside, and then manage Notre Dame's block. We've already talked about it, Eric. Notre Dame has a really big block, something that Louisville hasn't seen in quite some time in conference play, so they've got to be aware of that up front.
There is dig number 5 for Charlie Nigo, who's been all over the court, and then it's off of Muth and out of play, and a point for Louisville. KG's Keys for Notre Dame.
First off, Mike Johnson said they need to find offensive rhythm early, and I think that they've been able to do that, especially behind Caroline Muth. So nice job there. Then they need to manage Melanie McHenry. She's done a nice job for Louisville. She's gotten a couple kills, so if you can slow her down, that will help, and then bring the defensive pressure. That's going to be key. Can you frustrate Louisville's hitters? Louisville is very good at terminating the ball. The best way to get in their head is to dig, dig, dig.
One of your keys, slowing down Nigo, is struggling right now. Again, a reminder, no Sydney Bent, the sophomore, preseason all-conference selection. She was second team all-conference last year. Better than 3 kills a set, second on the team. Injured in a collision with Zoe Nunez in the 4th set Sunday in the win over Duke.
We talked about strong serve receive from Louisville. That's not it.
Blocked back and a point. And Louisville swept Wake Forest on Sunday, 17, 19, and 17, setting up this matchup of 2 6-0 teams.
I asked Mike Johnson prior to the game, I said, if you don't have Sydney Bent, how's your team going to respond? And he said, well, I think in set 4 against Duke, when she went out early, it was about 4-3 at that point. He said they responded well. They beat Duke 25-18, so they got a little bit of practice of working through not having Sydney Bent, and I think that's showing here in set one.
And also still playing without Gemma Yaden, who was second-team all-conference the last 2 years. She's been out with an injury. So 2 of their regular players are out. And there's a service error for Louisville, and a point for Notre Dame, back up by 4. There you see Yaden and Bent.
Crucial point there for Louisville. Not the time you want to have an unforced error. Coming off of a timeout, you just got a point from the kill from Tori Dilfer. You want to be able to build upon that, not build a bigger hole.
Nigo just continues to fly all over the court, and there's another winner for Hannah Thompson, who played 7 sets total this season before getting the start here tonight.
All it takes sometimes is an injury. You hate to see it, but that gives you an opportunity to come out and show what you've got. Melanie McHenry putting her platform a little far outside of her body, going for that ball down the line, results in a kill.
Easy dig for Cruzado, and Muth can tee up another one. Dilfer blocked back. Battle at the net. Cruzado keeps it alive. Muth.
Oh, gosh.
Nunez. Louisville will get to that one. Best point of the match so far.
And it's still going.
Now it's over. Dilfer with the great setup and the hammer home for Louisville. And Anna Stevenson's had a good first set.
She throws the hammer down. She gets off lucky early on. I would have called her for a lift on that touch on the block. Ref doesn't call it. They escape it. And then what a rally. Really nicely done. Exclamation point on the slide.
Diving play by McHenry to get there. Now just trying to get out of the way. Muth. That's long, and a point for Louisville.
Nina Mbanu is getting lucky on a few of these close balls to the net. You can tell she doesn't know if she should go up and attack or if she should step up, set the ball in a free ball situation. But she's gotten lucky in a few.
Nigo's been outstanding. 3 kills, 7 digs for the Irish. After the Notre Dame timeout, Louisville with the serve.
Out of system set.
Cruzado got that with her shoulders more than anything else, it seemed, and that one's hit long by Hannah Thompson.
And so there's a situation. Hannah Thompson hasn't gotten a lot of playing time so far this season. You're in an out-of-system situation. That's not the time to go up and try to get a kill. You just need to manage it. Send it to the setter. Send it to Tori Dilfer and right back. Take her out of the play so Louisville then becomes out of system. Instead, she goes too long with it. Easy point for the Cards.
Nunez to Muth.
Oh!
Kept alive by Stevenson, but it's still a point for Notre Dame.
And again, I'm not cheering for Louisville. I just want to see really, really good rallies. And right there, they didn't even know that their teammate got the ball up here in Anna Stevenson. Watch her hand. Excuse me, Nina Mbanu. You got to keep your head on a swivel, Eric.
Eyes open. Points never open. Over. Muth.
I mean, this girl is gnarly. As a freshman, she's a tool in the block left and right.
Timeout called by Louisville. Back down by 4 here in the first set.
They tape it up in the break. You know what Jenny Hauser, the middle blocker for Notre Dame, did? My high school teammate at Assumption? She hit every single ball at me, at my platform,
at
because
arm?
she knew it hurt. And boy, was it deadly. She was going for the kill, and you know what? Notre Dame beat us that day.
So I think the moral of the story is most of KG's memories aren't fond.
No. I won 3-2 in my 5 meetings. I won 3-2.
There's a point for Louisville, and now down by 3.
But always heated, hot, intense games. I don't know what it is about this matchup. Maybe it's because they're on a 4-hour drive apart. But this is a rivalry. And I think that's because we've spent so much time in different conferences together as schools.
Alexa Hendricks serves for the Cardinals. And an easy one to put away for Stevenson.
Okay, so now you're seeing a momentum shift here. 2 points for Louisville. Alexa Hendricks back to serve. She's got a nice serve for a freshman. Can you keep the pressure on? You're down by 2 here. Notre Dame's already surpassed the 20 mark. Out of system. It's got some spin to it.
Blocked out of play and a point for Louisville. And now the momentum building for the Cardinals.
Heads up play by Mel McHenry. You saw her put her hands up. She was about to set that ball off the block. She swings it right back down. Nice job by Hendricks. Getting up there. Mel says, nope, out of bounds.
Irish needed a point, and they go to an unlikely source to get it. Kristen Bear, who started at Notre Dame as a walk-on, is now leading the team in hitting percentage at .337. That's good for 5th in the conference.
Mike Johnson said she struggled to even get on the court in her first 3 years, and now she's a go-to for this Irish offense as a 5th year. Really nice job by Nunez, set in the middle when she was around the 10-foot line.
That's a point for the Cardinals to bring it back to 1.
Nunez frustrated on that block. She felt like she was right there, and she was. She just didn't press over hard enough and long enough. That ball falls right down her stomach against the net.
Things getting a little tight here in the first set. Nigo's been quiet, but found a spot to get the point for Notre Dame.
Oh, and if you're Louisville, you've got them right where you want them. Notre Dame's out of system. They're going to the back row. Just a managed, nice roll shot. If you're Lexi Hamilton, that ball cannot fall in this situation.
Muth with the serve. Cruzado. Blocked, spinning into play, and it's set point for Notre Dame.
That ball can't fall either. Really nice job by Tillman and Jones up there, getting the touch on the block. That's exactly what you want. If you're Melanie McHenry, you've got to stay on the balls of your feet. You've got to be ready to come and play in underneath the block.
Set point for the Irish.
Great pass.
And Louisville stays alive, setting it up for McHenry's kill.
Nice job by Hamilton, responding with a great pass in system. She gives her a nice 3 pass, which means she's got all 3 options in the front row to set.
Mia Stander comes on to set for the Cardinals. Now once in play. Nigo with the winner, and Notre Dame takes set 1.
I give that point to Nunez. Really great power. I mean, she's all the way in right back setting that ball. She spins on 1 foot. I mean, she's got some good core muscles to be able to push that ball that far. Really nice job by Notre Dame. Impressive way to start this set.
Nigo hit .556 in the first set. Had 6 kills, had 8 digs. She was everywhere, and she had the winner. Now, Muth and Nigo both with 6 kills. Nigo hit .556. And as I mentioned, also had 8 digs. Notre Dame to serve to open set 2. Good job by Jones to get there.
Oh, I can't believe she didn't call that.
That's long. It's a point for Louisville. Call what?
Actually, they called a touch. They're going to give that one to Notre Dame. I thought that ball was spinning out of Alexa Hendricks' hands. Pretty lax as an up ref. If I'm on the other side, I'm screaming for that double to be called.
So as KG mentioned, the point does go to Notre Dame to open the second set. Tough set. Gonna head over and a point for Notre Dame.
And so here's a situation. Anna Stevenson turns around from the net. Ball's coming towards her. She tries to set that in that situation. No. You got to have Alexa Hendricks take that. As a middle blocker, you should never be setting the ball. No offense to all the middle blockers out there.
Cruzado kept it going. Muth, great diving play to save it.
Oh, beautiful.
And a winner for Louisville. It starts with the play by Alexis Hamilton, the libero.
Really nice job. She's in mid-air. Watch this. She's able to platform it with one hand. Great set by Tori Dilfer to keep her off the net. Mel McHenry goes thumb down to zone 4, left front. Nobody there.
That's a winner. Kristen Bear puts Notre Dame back in front by 2.
Mike Johnson said as a sophomore she couldn't even make the ACC travel list. Teams travel 15 on the road. She couldn't even make the travel list, and now look what she's able to do as a fifth-year senior. Pretty incredible.
And she's 3rd in total blocks in the conference, 5th in the conference in hitting percentage. Hammered right down on Dilfer and a point for Notre Dame.
And that's what you love to see about a versatile outside hitter. Not only is she getting kills on the outside pin, they're running her out of the back row. She's only got 1 block in Amaya Tillman. Easy work for Nigo out of the back row. Oh, beautiful.
Dilfer with the set, teeing it up for Louisville to get the kill.
I love that from Dilfer, the athleticism, the control, going up with her right hand, essentially just lifting the ball right up for Tillman. Nobody home. Love that.
Dilfer goes to Tillman again.
Free ball situation.
McHenry teed it up, tipped out a play, and a point for the Cardinals.
Really nice job there by Mia Stander, just controlling the free ball situation, laying it up for Dilfer to set Melanie McHenry on the outside.
Stander serves.
Great coverage by Hendricks. Again, good coverage.
Muth.
Really nice set there by Zoe Nunez. She lays it up really high, nice and off the net. Muth just contacts it at such a high point. She goes in between the blocker's hands. Just 2 feet outside of Lexi Hamilton's range.
Dilfer.
Good timing.
Tried to get it over really quickly. Notre Dame was ready for it. Again, Notre Dame, such a good defensive team, and they've been pretty good offensively here tonight as well.
They really have. They're terminating well. They're clicking on all cylinders. Alexa Hendricks on Louisville's side couldn't decide if she wanted to play that ball or not. She thought it might have been outside, but at that point you just got to be decisive. You got to go for it if you're going to stick your platform out.
Irish hitting 500 this set, already up 1-0.
And that block is playing a really big factor. See, Mel McHenry, she goes in, gets blocked. Not a bad situation because Louisville's able to cover out of it. Then what? She's trying to get 8 points out of 1 kill. You only get 1 point per swing. Don't try to get it all back in one swing, and that's what she's trying to do right there. She gets a little bit frustrated and just sails it out of bounds.
What are your keys for Louisville managing Notre Dame's block? That was not good block management.
No, it was not. That's way too tight in this. Nice hustle, though. Nice hustle.
Louisville keeps it alive. Only for the moment, though. Nigo with the kill. Tipped out a play by Louisville. And Notre Dame stretches it out to 5.
Just based on feel right now, you've got Louisville scrambling. Feels like chickens with their head cut off. Running around, just trying to keep up where Notre Dame is so efficient right now. They're in control. They're rolling.
Usually if you like that, that's a good time for a timeout. Louisville has called that timeout. We'll take it as well. On Saturday, it's college football tripleheader right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Miami gets it started against Georgia Tech at noon Eastern. Then Duke squares off against Virginia. Those are 2 teams in that 3-way tie for first in the Coastal Division. And at 7:30, Florida State and Wake Forest in our ACC Network prime time matchup presented by Geico. The Deeks try to bounce back after that shootout loss to Louisville. That's where KG will be on the weekend. You're right here watching Charlie Nigo put on a show for Notre Dame against Louisville.
8 kills, 9 digs. She's going for that double-double.
Muth to serve after the Louisville timeout, and it's a service error out of the timeout.
That means it was the best timeout because
Yeah,
she
that
did
timeout
her
worked.
job.
Very good serving team with a serving error. See Notre Dame hitting at 5:45 this set.
Get up there. Oh, and if you notice, they made a setter switch. Louisville did. They've gone with Shannon Shields in the front row, true freshman.
She started the Wake match on Sunday, had 34 assists. She averages 5.5 assists a set, so she's played quite a bit there. You see her number 19, freshman from Phoenix, playing her 41st set this season. Ego blocked back, but out of play. Point Notre Dame.
And that's a nice try by Amaya Tillman. If you saw, she was right there, got up, but look, she's facing outside the court here when she goes up to block. Her hands are facing that way. Where does the ball go? Exactly where she's facing. You got to be able to turn that back in towards the court.
McKnight with the serve for Notre Dame.
Really nice serve.
And Banu teed it up, dug out. Nunez came running over to call for it. Set back and away.
I don't know.
Assist for Shannon Shields. So Tori Dilfer playing the role of cheerleader right now with Shields on the set for Louisville.
Obviously, Danny Busboom Kelly just wants to get someone new in there and see if it works. Louisville was struggling right out of the gate. They're already down 1-0. If she feels like Shannon Shields can come in and give them a lift, you might as well try it. Both these setters were running a 6-2 at the beginning of the season, but ultimately they went with Tori Dilfer in the 5-1 because they said offensively we have so many threats at hitter. We wanted to get them all in.
And that's a winner for Anna Stevenson. Second on the team in hitting percentage. She's really been coming on in conference play, and we've seen the continuation of that here tonight.
And to be quite honest, Anna Stevenson has been one of the main bright spots for Louisville offensively tonight. So if you're in a situation where you've got a good pass, if I'm setting, I'm finding Anna Stevenson. Out of system. Nunez with a nice set.
Looks for Nego, but missed the mark. Point for the Cardinals.
And here's what I got to say. I'm sitting over here and I'm watching Tori Dilfer on the sidelines. I like what I see. She's cheering, she's high-fiving people, she's still engaged. You got sat down for a minute, maybe for the rest of the game. You don't know. And for her to keep her head up and still be engaged for her team, that's a good teammate.
Shields with the serve. Good block by Louisville. Another dig for Nego. And another point for Notre Dame.
Nice job by Hannah Thompson, going up, tooling the block inside. Again, Hannah Thompson is getting the start because Sydney Bent is out with an upper body injury. Danny's going to have a conversation with her setter. 11-8, three-point run. Not a bad situation to be in.
Nego to serve. She can hammer it sometimes. A little softer.
A bit of a mistiming there. Ooh, that's not good.
So when you bring in a setter off the bench, how does the timing change? Because no two set, you're in the same system, but no two setters are the same. I am asking someone to play the position at a high level.
No, they're definitely not the same. The way it leaves their hands, how fast they set it, it can be totally different. The way you read a setter's body is different as a hitter. It changes things immensely, but that's why as a setter it's so important to build good rapport with your hitters, no matter where they are, if that's an outside, a middle, a right side. And what you just saw from Shannon Shields was a very low set to Anna Stevenson, who still tried to swing at it when she shouldn't have.
Hammered home. That's a point for Notre Dame, but you got to go back a moment or so The pancake dig by Zoe Nunez to keep it alive for the Fighting Irish. They're up now by 5.
Really nice job by her, and if you notice, she's a few steps off the net, so it's not a perfect pass, and she's still forcing the middle. She still has the confidence to thread that needle. Really nice job just forcing them and keeping Louisville's defense to stay honest.
Second kill by Lauren Wenzel. Nigo continues to serve. Muth blocked back. Checking in for Louisville is a freshman from Scottsdale. Amber Stivrins comes in, 21st set this season. She did not play against Wake, so Louisville trying to find a little spark off the bench. Gets one right there with the freshman.
Yes, they do. She's got the height. She's got the athleticism as a blocker. They stick her in. Oh, that one was lucky.
It was in.
It was in.
It's a game of half inches sometimes.
That one was close, though.
It's a point for the Cardinals. They brought it to 3, and here is the freshman to serve again.
Nice serve. Drop serve.
Muth drops the hammer for another point.
That is just deadly from Muth.
Her 9th kill.
She's pushed outside of the antenna. Not an ideal situation to be in. If you watch it here, Nunez sets her a little bit too far. What does she shoot? She just goes up high, just drops that hand, does a nice roll shot right to zone 4.
Good communication by Louisville coming from Alexis Hamilton, captain of this team. She was yelling right away, out, out, out. Good read. So a service error for Notre Dame. Cardinals down by 3. Hamilton to serve.
Nice hustle.
Nunez is the one who got there.
Yes,
and there was
you have to convert on a free ball like that.
An opportunity for Aiko Jones, who hasn't had a good hitting night so far tonight. Does well there.
Free ball. Beautiful kill by Jones going between the blocks. When you're in a free ball situation, you have to convert and get a kill. It's a must.
Youth. Great hustle play. Will it get over?
Oh my gosh,
will not.
nice try. Really nice try by Lexi Hamilton on the first touch. Alexa Hendricks getting there on the second. Just not enough power. Really nice try there. You see Shannon Shields go one-handed, just can't get her hips underneath it quick enough to get the power to swing it back over the net.
Irish on top by 3, serving up a set. Seeing some really well-placed serves from both teams here in this set. That's a point for Louisville.
Well, if you notice, both teams have countless float serves coming at you. Really, really hard to track a float serve, but both teams are dropping it. So if you watch the trajectory, not only is it floating towards you, but at the last second, it just drops right in front of you. That one floats high and deep from Mia Standard.
Blocked back. That's Melanie McHenry on the block.
And I haven't given Mel McHenry as much credit as I should. Really nice job on the defensive end there blocking, but she's been really, really good from a back row standpoint passing the ball. That's a lot of jobs resting on one player's shoulders. She's hitting, she's blocking, she's passing, she's digging. Danny Busboom-Kelly said if we're going to win this game, we don't have to have her be perfect in all 4 categories. She just needs to be good and consistent in all 4 categories.
Service error for Louisville gives a point to Notre Dame, and now another point for the Irish. Louisville was serving down a point, had a chance to tie, but a service error, and then it doesn't get over the net again, and just like that, Notre Dame's on top by 3.
And if you notice, what Louisville's doing is they're backing out Mia Standard. They're putting her in the back row. Lexi Hamilton has shifted over. I like the call, whoever decided to do that, if it was the setter or the libero. Free ball situation.
Set up for McHenry. Nunez sets Nigo. Hamilton got there.
Not the time to try to tip.
McHenry, Youth saved it. Nunez got there, but a player is down, grabbing her left knee, and play is stopped immediately. I think it's McHenry.
It is McHenry. She came down. And she screamed in pain.
Grabbing her left knee right away. Melanie McHenry, the senior from Speedway, Indiana, the only senior on this Cardinals team. Already top 10 all-time in the kills list at University of Louisville. Such a big part of this Louisville team. First team all-conference a year ago.
You hate to see that.
The officials were right on top of it. Stop play as the point continued. You can see her teammates were huddled up by Danny Busboom Kelly.
And if you notice, she hasn't even moved out of that position. Their athletic trainer having a hard time getting a look at the knee that she's holding. In this situation, if you're the team in the huddle, you stay calm. Hope for the best for your teammate. Let's take another look at it.
That's her up for the kill. Comes down.
Yeah, gosh, she comes down. She doesn't come down on a foot, so it's not necessarily her ankle, which you often see because people come down all the time and roll their ankle underneath the net. But you see how that buckles.
We're going to step aside. We'll be back to Notre Dame in a minute. All right, this was just a moment ago, and you could see Melanie McHenry saying something to her teammates as she was being helped up. Some of her teammates were laughing, but the senior, as I mentioned, the only senior on this team being helped up, obviously what appears to be a left knee injury. So McHenry helped off the court. If we get a report, certainly we'll share it with you.
Yeah, you hate to see that. Obviously your go-to pin hitter, your senior, your leader, very much the heart and soul of your team. How do you mentally come back from that as her teammates out there without her? They've gone to Claire Chassé on the outside. Comes in and gets a kill. Nicely done from her, coming cold off the bench. And I asked Danny Busboom Kelly, I said, what keeps you up at night? She says, my depth. I said, wait, what do you mean? That's a good thing. And she said, I know, but what keeps me up at night is how much depth we've got. How do I get them all in? How do I utilize them to the best of their abilities? Let's see if she's got the depth that she thinks she does.
Oh, great job by Nunez to block it back for the point.
Look how excited she is about it. The setter going up there for the kill. And the block. Not at my house.
McKnight serves for the Irish.
Beautiful set. That ball didn't move coming out of Shannon Shields' hands.
Stivrins with the kill. And Tillman will go back to serve for the Cardinals. So we've seen Shields come on as a setter, Stivrins come on as an outside hitter. Blocked back by the Cardinals. Grab the pin, and that's a point for Notre Dame.
Really nice job by Lauren Wenzel out of the middle. Nunez does such a good job setting the ball high and outside for her pins in Muth and Nigo. But she's got great attacks in the middle. Nice job forcing it there.
Chaussee digs it out. Blocked back for the point for the Fighting Irish. Lauren Wenzel was there.
Again, Danny Busboom Kelly talked about how lethal Notre Dame's block is and that they have to be prepared for that. Look, nobody's home. They look surprised that they blocked the...
All over the court, getting kills, focused from the very start, playing without her teammate Sydney Bent, so missing a really big arm are the Irish tonight, but they haven't missed a beat. Nunez blocked back, and there's a point for Louisville out of the timeout. Stevenson.
I like the set from Nunez to Wenzel, and if I'm Nunez afterwards, I'm saying, hey, you had one block, a single block by yourself. You got to cut that ball. left or right. You had either option. You can't go down the middle straight into her.
Set 2 here between two undefeated teams in conference play, Louisville and Notre Dame. And the Irish, who won the first set, are up 4 in set number 2. Louisville playing without one of their top players. Melanie McHenry suffering an injury in this second set and was helped off the court. Notre Dame without Sydney Bent, one of their top players who was injured last match down at Duke. Eric Fried alongside Louisville alum Katie George, who's watched this Notre Dame team without Sydney Bent play very well here tonight. Up by 3 here, second set. Stivrins with the serve. Nunez to Muth, and there's a block for Louisville.
Really nice job set up by Jones on the right side, but here's the thing, Nunez didn't help her out by any means. She underset her, set her low, trap set her. That's what you would call it, a trap set. She has nowhere to go with that. She's continued to set her high. If you get her high, she's able to go up and contact it at a high point over top of the block, just like that. Oh, and look what happens. You set her high, she goes up, attacks high. She hits you high off the block, and the ball goes high over their head, Eric. It's a kill every time. Don't underset your big dogs. You didn't like that one?
Oh, I'm just letting you go. I think I know when it's best to listen and just let you run free. Like, just take you off leash and go. There's a point for the Cardinals.
And a nice job by Aiko Jones just controlling that situation. A little bit too tight of a set from Shannon Shields. She has to broad jump into it, extends her hand, able to tip around the block, keeps her feet from going underneath the net.
Lexi Hamilton serves for Louisville. Muth. And a point for the Cardinals. Down by 1.
Nice job by Claire Chaussee coming in, having to fill in for Melanie McHenry. That's a lot of pressure.
Timeout. Let's go won a national championship with the Huskers back in 2006. Comes to a Louisville program that has a pretty good volleyball history. 27 trips to the NCAA tournament all time, including last year's trip for the Cardinals. That bounced around, too many hits for Louisville, a point for Notre Dame. Now 2 points away from taking the second set.
So that's a heads-up play by Caroline Muse. She sees that it's out of system, her setter's in trouble, not gonna get there in time, so she just sets up Nigo in the back row. Louisville's got to do a better job as a defense, reading that she's going to roll shot the ball. She drops her elbow down beside her body. She's obviously not going to haul off and take a big swing. You got to be moving forward as a defense, expecting that ball to drop. Unfortunately for Louisville's defense, they weren't ready for it.
Kiara Schmidt to serve. Grab the tape.
Low set there. Chaussee has to tip it. And here's the thing, you've got Aiko Jones and Amaya Tillman up there. That's a huge block. I wouldn't want to go against that block, but she's able to get the kill because they're not extended over the net. They're just extended up high, which gives a gap between the net and their arms, and therefore that's why the ball is able to come through.
Set point, Notre Dame. Jones keeps Louisville in it.
And that is a really, really nice swing, and to think she's a redshirt freshman that they have barely scratched the surface with is pretty incredible. Not only is she a special player now, it'll be really interesting to see where she's at in years down the road.
Mia Stander comes on to serve for the Cardinals. Blocked, Stander saved it, but it goes out of play, and Notre Dame takes set number 2.
Really nice job by...
They handle that here in the third set.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, I've had a teammate tear her ACL in the middle of a match, and as hard as that is to see, as hard as that is to experience and go back in the locker room and be able to talk to them when they're obviously so upset because they want to be out there and it's a devastating situation for them, you have to mentally be able to block that out for the time being because you're still in the heat of a match. You want to win this match because you want to keep an undefeated record going in the ACC. But when I look at Louisville's roster, they've got depth everywhere. Now how do they respond? You've got Nina Mbanu on the outside. You've got Claire Chassé on the outside. Amber Stivrins. You've got multiple girls who could come in and play in Melanie McHenry's place. How are they going to seize that opportunity?
Well, the first point of the third set goes to the Cardinals. Nunez, and hammering it home is Kristen Bear.
And here's what makes that such a good play. Nunez is around the 10-foot line receiving that pass, and yet she's still forcing Bayer to hit this ball by going with a gap, a little bit further of a way set. It's not right on top of her. So then Bayer's only going up against one block because of where Nunez takes the ball from the 10-foot line. Blockers can't set up on it that quickly. So Bayer's got two hands in front of her. She's able to place it right around her deep inside the corner. It's a really nice play, forcing the middle.
Louisville gets the point back to go up by 1.
And if you're Louisville, you need to start going on some runs here with your serve. Put the pressure on, string together runs of points.
Lexi Hamilton can't do it, though. It's a service error, and Notre Dame has tied it.
Not the way to string together some points, Eric.
Caroline Muth will serve. Muth's been outstanding again, leading the team in kills with 12. Cruzado, Nunez, Nigo, blocked back by Louisville.
Tough situation. Nigo out of system in that situation. She's brought inside. If you're Bayer, she's there in coverage position, but look, she's standing straight up. No, you got to get down. You got to expect that. Nigo has a hard enough time only attacking the ball. You can't expect her to cover herself as well.
So dig, battle at the net.
Decent control. Great dig by Hendricks.
Nunez looks for Nigo. Hustle play by Jones.
Aiko Jones playing some back row. Great ball control. Tough set, underset of Tillman.
Dug out again by Hamilton.
Wow.
Point Louisville.
Wow. Great defense from both sides. Really nice rally. Lexi Hamilton, great dig out of the middle. Tape helps Chassé. Really nice job.
Aiko Jones to serve, 4-2 Louisville. They look for Nigo, who mishits it. And the Cardinals have strung together a few points.
Nice job by Louisville coming right out of the break, having some urgency, pushing here. Seems like they've gotten Notre Dame back on their heels a little bit.
Another good serve from Jones.
She's keeping balls alive.
And then a mishit by Chassé gives the point to Notre Dame.
So if you see that play, Chassé, her body positioning isn't great for that situation. You are out of system given where the DS was able to set you up, but just take the ball over. Don't try to be too cute or too clever with it. Just take the ball over, give your defense another chance to be able to run out of it.
Chassé lets that fly wide, and it's a service error for Notre Dame, and a point for the Cardinals.
And I'm interested in what you're seeing over in Louisville's side here. Denny Busboom-Kelly sticking with Aiko Jones in the back row. She said she's got great ball control. She's a great back row attack. She's another weapon for us back there, and sometimes I'll just leave her back there to see what we can get from her. I mean, look at that.
She's a dig machine right now.
She's better at defense than I was.
Well, the bar was set pretty low there. Hey-o.
Absolutely, it was set low.
That's a point for Notre Dame, for Louisville, and a timeout by Notre Dame.
And look at that smile.
Hey, it's not all about the kills. It's not all about the flashy highlights. It's doing the dirty work, and she's doing it for Louisville, up by 4. All season long, ACC Network grants you an unprecedented all-access pass to North Carolina basketball. You'll get never-before-seen footage and sounds from UNC practices, workouts, home games, other team-related activities. All access with Carolina basketball. Premiere episode airs Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app.
Look at that hitting percentage. Louisville's been nowhere close to that all game. 333, negative 111, drastic difference.
Out of the Notre Dame timeout, Jones tees it up. Cruzado with the dig. Nego deep, and it's out of play, and another point for Louisville. Largest lead of the match for the Cardinals, on top by 5. They've won 7 in a row. They are 6-0 in conference play. Notre Dame is also 6-0 in conference play. 3 teams are 6-0 in the ACC. These 2 squads and Pittsburgh, the Panthers, ranked 3rd in the country. Diving play made by Hamilton. Youth digs it out. Nego finds the winner.
Nicely done. She's gone kill after kill after kill. Power, power, power. And what does she do here? Same approach, you can't tell, and then boom, just drops it in. Takes something off of it, great placement. Really nice job mixing up her shots.
Cruzado, there's one hand on it. Great hustle by Notre Dame to try and get there, but it's out of play. And it's a point for the Cardinals.
It works out for the Cards, but if I'm Amaya Tillman, I'm telling Shannon Shields, the freshman setter, you got to set that ball higher. And then if I'm Michael Jones, I'm saying, girl, you got to set me higher. I can touch 10-10 over here. Nice throw, deep, gets him out of system.
Blocked back for the point for the Cardinals. They
Shannon
continue
Shields
here in the 3rd set to build momentum, KG.
Yes, they do. And look, Shannon Shields is so happy about it. She's like, I'm 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", something like that. I was in on that. Count me in for my block. Put it on the stat line. Can you tell it's rare when setters get blocked?
I like it. It was a true setter saying 5'8", 5'9". She was almost 6'7". You were going to get there.
Just keep adding inches to the roster, okay?
Louisville keeps adding to their lead. Down 2 sets to none.
Nancy Worley, Louisville's SID, used to say, well, how tall are you flat-footed? I said, when am I playing flat-footed? Give me the inch. Out of system, free ball situation.
Rolling down and getting the winner, hammering it home is Stevenson. Timeout, Notre Dame.
So if you look at that lineup you've got on Louisville's side, you've got a junior and a Stevenson, and then you've got a freshman and a redshirt freshman and a sophomore. They're starting to look like Notre Dame a little bit in the fact that they don't have a lot of age over there, and they're playing extremely well with some of these young pieces. Nice
out of the Notre Dame timeout.
Nice misdirection by Notre Dame. Nunez, good job controlling it. That ball's going tight to the net. She's able to keep it off with good body control, good core strength. And look, you got Hannah Thompson coming in on the 2-ball. Right over top of the middle in Lauren Wenzel. Hard for a blocker to track when you've got that many hitters coming into your zone.
I go to the middle. There's another dig for Iko Jones. Jones, Cruzado dug that one out. Kept alive by the Irish, and almost an opportunity, but Wenzel couldn't get it over the net, and it's a point for the Cardinals.
Kind of crazy, too. Anna Stevenson thinks that ball is going to come right over the net, and she's going to get the kill. She actually has to take like 2 to 3 steps off the net to be able to kill that ball. Nice control from her. Probably not the situation she thought she was going to be in going into it, but good job adapting.
Youth gets the kill. Team high 13th kill for the freshman. Well above her season average of 2.7 kills a set as McKnight comes in to serve. Set back and a big hammer drop by Stivrins.
Nice swing by Stivrins on the right side. I mean, this had some heat to it. Good jack set by Shannon Shields. Stivrins, younger sister of Lauren Stivrins, the senior middle blocker for Nebraska. But her older sis would be proud of that swing.
Good diving play by Stivrins to get there. Youth hangs in the air.
Great touch, easy to control here.
Jones, Cruzado kept it alive, and Youth hammers it into the net. Point for Louisville.
And if you see, Mike Johnson does not like that swing from his freshman Carolyn Muth. Gave it a frown because she was just trying to do too much in that situation. Again, it's not there. Just make it play. Trust that your defense can get you back in that situation again.
And a service error by Stivrins. Point Notre Dame.
And here's the situation. Louisville's 10 points away. That is a long time. That is a lot of volleyball to be played. Notre Dame can easily work themselves back into this match. Louisville's got to keep their foot on the gas here. Continue to control this set, force a fourth.
Irish have used their 2 timeouts here in the third set to try to slow down the Cardinals. That one is served long. Service error by Schmidt. Point for the Cardinals.
You and I have talked about this plenty as we've covered these matches in this ACC conference. Start building momentum. Even if you don't win this set as Notre Dame, start building momentum so Louisville knows you're there and you're coming for them in set 4.
Well placed serve. Not much on it, but it was effective.
Nunez slipped a little bit. They're wiping up some sweat in zone 2 up there right front, right by the net. She was unable to get back from Schmidt's pass.
Hamilton went with the changeup last serve. A little more on this one. Nunez, easy kill for Baer.
Really nice job by Baer there. Tillman did not make it out in time on the block, so you'll see a big seam here. Wait for it. Huge seam. You drive a truck through that, which means you should get a kill. And she did.
Sent right back by Tillman for the point. 7th kill for Amaya Tillman.
I've been impressed by Tillman. At the beginning of the season, Danny Busboom-Kelly had her playing at right side, which is not her natural position. They were trying to run that 6-2. Danny said once we switched back to the 5-1 and we moved Tillman back, she was just so much more comfortable and really started to hit her stride. And we can see that tonight. Okay, Shields.
I was waiting for your reaction to that one.
The lefty setter wanted to take a crack at it. I like it.
Put a little bit on that as well. Another point for the Cardinals, now up double figures here in the third set.
Just make the defense think about it. You're an active arm up there.
Another point for the Cardinals. They are rolling right now in South Bend.
And I've got to hand it to the freshman in Tillman. She's done a nice job on these balls that are really, really tight to the net that could go either way. That time she takes it with 2 hands. In my opinion, she's actually done a better job than Anna Stevenson, who's a bit older than her, on these tight balls to the net. She's really handled and made the right decisions each time.
Nancy Kane comes in to the match for the first time. They serve right at her. Freshman from Chicago.
Touch is called.
Touch on Notre Dame. Point for Louisville.
And isn't it crazy? This is why volleyball is such a beautiful game, Eric. Notre Dame handles set 1, set 2. Just when you think Louisville's down and out, well, now they're now up 21-8, 21-9.
But still, a comfortable lead for the Cardinals here, down 2-0 as we play set 3 in this best of 5. A lot of little things going right here for Louisville this set. You pointed out Jones doing a lot of things well here in set 2 to kind of set the tone for set 3 rather, to set the tone for the Cardinals. It's another point for Notre Dame.
Yeah, she has. She's playing all the way around, which speaks to her versatility. And someone at that size, you really don't see coaches having that kind of confidence in someone that big to play in the back row, but she's got the nice ball control to be able to do it. Heads up play by Lexi Hamilton to step in and set that ball.
And that's out of play. Point for the Cardinals. After dropping the first 2 sets here at Purcell Pavilion, Louisville has controlled the 3rd set here against Notre Dame. The 23rd ranked Cardinals, 6-0 in the ACC, on top of the Irish by 12. Notre Dame also 6-0 in conference play. This should not come as a surprise because one team was not going to run away with it. The last 4 matches between these 2 programs have gone the full 5 sets.
Yeah, just when I thought I was going to be able to get some dinner, my alma mater said, no, you can sit right there. We're going to 4, potentially. Nice coverage by Nunez to read that roll shot.
Nigo sends it long, so there have been a lot of errors this set for Notre Dame. Seemed like Nigo could miss in the first set, and she couldn't. She hit better than 500 in the first set, but for the match now hitting 125. Notre Dame's at 0 this set. That'll help the percentage.
See Aiko Jones, come on, we got to get this, we got to get this. Just 2 more, 2 more.
That's something you've pointed out in other games we've done throughout this season. Yeah, you look at the scoreboard, you say this set is over, but you're trying to find something if you're Notre Dame to plant the seed for the next set. Try to find something to build on.
A big kill, a big block, just to get any kind of momentum. That's a nice kill by Muth. And look, she's still getting excited even though they're down by 10 points here, because she wants her team to keep the intensity alive, because it might not matter in this set, but the carryover to set 4 is going to be imperative.
Nigo serves. Oh, the Irish win the point. It's Hannah Thompson who finds the empty space.
So now if you're Louisville, Notre Dame just rattle off point after point. Close it out. It's a nice serve.
By Nigo. Cruzado with the set from Youth. Block back for another Notre Dame point.
With every point, Notre Dame loosens, Louisville tightens. We've talked about Notre Dame's block. Really nice job by Hannah Thompson and Lauren Wenzel up front.
This is a 7-2 run for Notre Dame.
Oh.
Well, that's a break for the Fighting Irish. Nigo served it into the net, but
Louisville's called for out of system.
Louisville was out of system, so it's a point for the Irish.
And that's something with Shannon Shields as a young setter. She's moving too soon, and she's tracked for out of system.
And a miss hit. Another error for Louisville, and Notre Dame is within 6.
Again, with every point, Notre Dame loosens and Louisville tightens. And this is the momentum I'm talking about. Even if Louisville can escape this here, having been up by such a large margin, they're thinking about the fact that they weren't able to close out this game as easily as they could have.
Well, there's step 1. It's now set point for the Cardinals. Another kill for Stevenson. Set point for the Cards. Shields the serve. Block back, and Louisville takes set 3.
I don't mind the decision.
14 and 8.
Which surprises me about the blocks. 8-6, I wouldn't have thought that Louisville had that many, but those mainly came in the third set. Really nice job by them, picking up their line of defense up front at the net and behind. Lexi Hamilton, Alexa Hendricks, a really nice job. And not only just stuff blocks, they're doing a nice job touching blocks and slowing down the attack, which makes it easier to dig out of.
Cruzado serves to open the 4th. Jones. Point for Notre Dame.
I like the play. Going to Iko Jones. Louisville thought there was a touch. Ball called out. I'll be really interested to see how Notre Dame responds coming out of this one.
Jones hitting 125 tonight. On the season, she's hitting at a 325 clip. We'll go to Jones again, and there is a winner for Iko Jones.
And when you have an attacker get blocked, your first thing as a blocker is to think, okay, she's going to go elsewhere. She's going to go elsewhere. But the fact that she doubles up and goes back to Iko Jones on the right side for a second time in a row, it catches the block off guard. And that's why she's able to see that hole and take it through the seam of the block.
Hamilton with the dig.
Nice dig.
Tipped by Notre Dame and a point for the Cardinals.
And if you saw, Shannon Shields went down on her knees trying to help out with that pass. So Alexa Hendricks had to step in an out-of-system situation and set up Claire Chaussee, who swings really, really high, goes high off the block.
That's a winner and a point for Hannah Thompson.
I've been impressed with Hannah Thompson. It's not easy coming in and replacing somebody who's got such a big presence on your team in Sydney Bint. But Hannah Thompson has come in and held her own, done a really nice job on the right side.
Thompson played 44 sets as a sophomore, had played 7 sets this season before tonight, but with the injury to Bent, she's gotten some swings in here in South Bend.
Nice
Louisville,
coverage.
Yeah, Louisville thought they had the point. Notre Dame with that defense keeping the point alive, and Jones throws it off Nigo for the point.
And that's what Danny Busboom-Kelly's talking about when she talks about the physicality and just the overall athleticism that Jones brings to the table. She doesn't even have to go up and kill it. She just throws this one straight down, and Nigo unable to get her feet there to get underneath it. And so Mike Johnson is over there potentially looking to challenge something.
We haven't had a video challenge yet tonight, but it looks like we're going to get our first here.
I'm curious to see what he's challenging in that situation.
Paul Albright will talk to the scores table. Now it could, you can see how the net is moving.
So her foot's underneath the line here, but that's okay because her foot's still on the line. If it was all the way over, then she'd be called for that. But he may be looking for a touch here in this situation.
Nigo definitely touched it. That can't be what the challenge is. There could be something before that happened that he's challenging.
Are they challenging a net call?
A net call would be the first thing that comes to mind. Just a refresher on the video review system. And right now, Paul Albright checking different angles, and we'll get a report momentarily.
Just gives coach time to get some water.
Maybe he just said, I'm thirsty. So we're being told this could be what they were reviewing. That was earlier in the point.
I don't even know what they were reviewing then.
Yeah, we didn't get a clear explanation, but the point stands. It's a point for Louisville. They're on top 3-2. That's hit out. It's another point for the Cards.
So Danny Busboom-Kelly's allowing Aiko Jones to continue to serve in set 4. And I asked her about this serve. It's kind of like a risk reward. It's somewhat of a gamble because she's had high air in the past, but when she gets it in, it's really hard to defend.
Another block for Louisville. Again, we showed you the numbers. Their block numbers are better than Notre Dame's, and they've added to it.
Nice job by Tillman closing it, but it's Claire Chaussee who's able to get that solo block. And now they're up 9-6, the advantage there in blocks.
Set back, Tillman drops it in. Nigo got to it. Youth's been quiet, but no longer. Point for the freshman.
And if I'm Nunez, I'm telling Muth, and now I'm telling Nigo, who just checked into the front row, you got a setter up front in your right front situation. She's blocking you line. You need to go after that setter who's undersized every single time I set you. Shannon Shields tries to trick him.
Blocked back for the point by Tillman.
Amaya Tillman, really nice job coming in strong in this third set and fourth set for Louisville. Solo block there, she's athletic. Look at her get over, high and over. She's got the fire, she's bringing the energy. I've been impressed with her play. And I've been impressed with Aiko Jones in the back row.
Youth hammers it wide, point for the Cards. Timeout Notre Dame.
I like that Shannon Shields is being active up front. But just remember, you got some big hitters up there.
Shields has been active up front. Aiko Jones has been active in the back. Everything's flipped around for Louisville.
I don't even know what to think.
Triple header Saturday, ACC Network and the ESPN app. Miami and Georgia Tech at noon. Duke, Virginia follows. Then 7:30 in our ACC Network primetime matchup presented by Geico. Florida State and Wake Forest with Katie George on the sidelines.
I'm becoming very fond of Winston-Salem.
Yes.
Back-to-back weeks. Saw Louisville take on Wake Forest last weekend. Now
Crazy
FSU.
Scoring game last week.
Yeah,
you got to work out.
62-59. It's a lot of points for football.
Nunez, that's going to be a point for the Cards. Cardinals stretch it out to a 5-point lead. Notre Dame won the first set 25-22. Won the second set 25-22. Never trailed in that set. One of the top hitters for the Cardinals went out with a knee injury late in the second set. But in the third set, the Cardinals turned around, took a 25-17 win in that third set, and they're up by 4 here in the fourth.
Prior to this match, Mike Johnson said, I like how young our team is, and yet we still find ways to win. We grind it out, we battle. That's why he thinks that they're sitting at a 6-0 advantage in the ACC right now. I'll be interested to see how his young team, a group of mainly sophomores, battles in this one.
Stivrins with the winner for the Cardinals. Well, it's that terrific freshman group of Bent, Nigo, and Nunez, all freshman team selections in the ACC last year.
That was a lift.
And a point for the Cards.
Look at this back row right now for Louisville. You've got Aiko Jones, a right side, 6'2". You've got Claire Chaussee in middle back. And then you've got Amaya Tillman in middle.
Serving,
and all three playing back row.
That goes long. Another error for the Irish. And the momentum belongs to Louisville right now. I'll say this about Jones especially, as you see right there. You pointed out very early. I think she loves being all over the court right now.
She doesn't. She's in control. That's the thing. She doesn't seem surprised. She's not scattered all over the court, running around like a chicken with her head cut off. I mean, she's in control, making plays, reading defense. I've been so impressed by her overall game. I mean, I knew she was physical up front, and she could block, and she could kill. But to see this from her in the back row is impressive.
Blocked back by Louisville. Their block game has been outstanding tonight.
So if you look here, Shannon Shields actually gets caught in the middle and has to block as the middle blocker, which means Anna Stevenson is on the right side, which means that's why she's going to go up line. So when I talked about trying to pinpoint the setter and try to tool off the undersized setter, when they made that switch, makes it really hard to do. She goes right into Anna Stevenson, the bigger of the two.
So you would look at this Louisville game plan right now, and you see players that normally you'd say, well, that's not their role. They're out of position, but it's worked for them here.
It has, and I'll be interested to see if they do that again or if that was situational where Shannon Shields just got caught up and she couldn't get there, and Anna Stevenson had the mental wherewithal to say, no, just stay in the middle, let me get the outside. I'll be interested to see if that's something that they're statistically and tactically trying to do.
One thing that's worked today is just let Aiko be Aiko. She's been great tonight.
She's on the right side. Danny Busboom-Kelly said, I don't really care where she plays. She could be anywhere and good for us. She's physical. She knows how to kill, obviously. She takes the ball at such a high point. And she's just a good kid overall. Great personality. You want to play with her. She gets you fired up. She served the ball really, really well. I mean, look at that, 7 digs. Are you kidding me?
3 blocks as well for the redshirt freshman from Kingston, Jamaica, as Katie mentioned before, really has only scratched the surface of what she is going to be able to do as a Division I volleyball player, because her experience, there's not a lot there.
No, I mean, she grew up playing the game with her mom down in Jamaica, but get this, she grew up playing on concrete. So she went to Nebraska's volleyball camp when Danny Busboom-Kelly was an assistant. She went through all these floor drills, had bumps and bruises all over. Danny the next day said, how do you feel? And she goes, I'm so sore. I've never rolled on the ground. And Danny said, what do you mean? She goes, well, I play on a concrete court. We don't go to the floor. And now she's back in the back row, digging the ball up like she's done it every day of her life.
Yeah, making up for lost time. Well, good block there by Notre Dame, as Louisville looked like they were setting up for a big swing, but the Irish were ready with Wenzel.
UC Stivrins immediately say, my bad, my bad, my bad. She knew she had the one-on-one with Wenzel, and she still went straight into her. That's a situation where you got to cut that ball cross-court because the middle blocker did not get there in time. You had the hole.
That's hit long, and it's a point for Louisville. One of your keys for Louisville was managing Notre Dame's block. How do you think they've done with that here tonight?
I think it's gotten significantly better as the match has progressed. They've done a better job covering, which means you're managing the block. They're not running away from it either, but they've started to find the seams and the holes as they should.
That's on the line, and it's a point for Louisville.
And here's what we're seeing in set 4. Louisville's been able to respond. They let Notre Dame reel off a couple of points there in set 3 when they clearly had control. But Louisville's on the attack right now. They're the ones with the momentum, and you're seeing Notre Dame continue to take a step back. They're on their heels right now. They got to be able to respond. But Louisville's block just will not let it happen.
Louisville 4th in the ACC in blocks per set with 2.5 a set. They're going to raise that number here tonight.
I mean, that is a wall, a brick wall, when you've got Aiko Jones and Anna Stevenson up there together.
11 blocks tonight for the Cardinals. And there's a point for Notre Dame.
Really nice swing by Muth, straight in the seam. That's Anna Stevenson working, not able to get out and close the block. Muth lights it up.
Cruzado. Jones. Easy for Cruzado. Nunez set a pretty good ball for Muth to put away.
And that's when you know you've got a baller on the outside. You're out of system. You're just bump setting it, throwing it up as high as you possibly can, just hoping for the best. Tosses it up. Muth just bombs it right to the 10-foot line. Sharp cross-court angle. Heck of a play. I like in the air on that block being able to throw it back down.
4 straight points for Notre Dame.
Gotta let that one go.
Swing and a point for the Cards, delivered by Claire Chaussee.
Really nice job by Chaussee going down the line. Out of system here, and look, she's able to get her feet to it. Gosh, what a tight situation to be able to put that ball in between the hand and the antenna. Really nice job from the freshman. Excuse me, sophomore.
Great placement, pancake, but they say it's a point for Notre Dame. It looked like maybe Louisville had gotten there, but the point for the Irish, down by 5.
Close, just not close enough, Eric. We have to keep the syrup on the shelf, unfortunately. Just close the pantry door.
Didn't know you did play-by-play of kitchens.
Look,
you are so versatile. You get those 4.5-hour football games. They really.
I get to think about a lot.
Yeah.
I get to think about a lot down there on those sidelines.
6-point lead for the Cards, and
Notre Dame called for out of system.
Yeah, they are. So it's going to be stretched out to a 7-point advantage.
Leaving a little too early. Now they're trying to talk to the ref about it, figure it out. Not a situation you want to have an out of system called.
Jones to serve. Youth. Youth again, that's long. Point for the Cards.
Little goal was to get to 20. 1 point away. Really nice serving run though by Jones. Hate to see it end on an unforced error like that. You let him off the hook. Let him go back on the attack, but nice job by her stringing together a couple of points to get him on that run.
7th service error for Louisville. Notre Dame has 5. Youth with the dig. Nunez with the set. Nigo may have been going long, but Louisville taking no chances. That one's out, and it's a point for the Cards. They're the first to 20.
I like the decisions by Shannon Shields on Louisville's side, but the execution is just a little bit off on both of those sets. If you notice, watch her when she sets. Now that she's in the front row and she's a viable option as an attacker, she'll actually take an approach every time she sets the ball, but she'll take an approach with her arms, trying to draw a middle blocker to jump with her so that she can get her attacker one-on-one. So watch when she goes to approach to the set.
That was tipped out of play, so it's a point for the Irish, who trail by 7, up 2 sets to 1 in the best of 5.
I like her trying to mess with the middle blocker. If you're going to do all that with your body, though, you've got to be able to deliver a good set. Jones covers herself, nicely done.
Shields over quickly. Youth got a lot on it. It works out for Louisville. Shannon Shields is playing setter. It was Dilfer who got the start. Shields has come in the second set, and it seems to be working out for Louisville right now.
Get through, get through, get through. Sometimes you have to play traffic cop. Nicely done. Tillman, just a really good job mixing up her shot. Places that tip really nice.
That's a point for the Irish.
Anna Stevenson has done a really nice job for Louisville on her blocks, especially in sets 3 and 4. That one she goes high, Just doesn't seal it and press over. Ball's able to come through. Nice job by Niego going with the power shot.
That's off the fingertips and out of play, and it's a point for the Cards. 22-14 Louisville here in the fourth. Shannon Shields puts it in play.
Ooh.
Hannah Thompson making the most of her opportunity here tonight. That's 8 kills now for Thompson.
So they have Hannah Thompson playing on the right side, but that time they bring her on a high 2 ball right in front of the setter in the middle of the court, which means she's got one block in front of her. She's able to cut it either way, either angle. Really nice job using her athleticism.
Right now, advantage for the Cardinals. They dropped the first 2 sets. Storm back to take set 3. They've led by as much as 9 here in this 4th set. Right now, Notre Dame's got it to 5, and Niego continues to serve. Good dig by the Cards. Youth blocked back, but out of play, and it's another point for Notre Dame, down by 4.
It's a nice try by Louisville's block, and with every point, and I cannot reiterate this enough, with every point that Notre Dame gets, Louisville is going to get tighter and tighter and tighter under the pressure.
And Niego handling the pressure on the serve here, continues to deliver, and Notre Dame is just riding that wave right now. It starts with Niego getting it in on the serve, and then Notre Dame making Louisville play for any mistakes. 5 unanswered points for the Irish.
They push up Amber Sturvins. They bring back Aiko Jones.
And Louisville gets a big point there as the freshman Stivrins gets the kill.
And you know what everybody on that team just did?
Exhaled.
Thank you, Amber.
Not over yet, though. 23-19, and then a service error.
And then everybody said, dang it, Amber!
We just exhaled a second ago. So she'll head off. Hendricks will come on.
Can you side out under pressure? Notre Dame, can you serve under pressure?
Cruzado's been excellent with the serve. Back for Jones. Cruzado with the dig.
Great
Nunez
dig.
sets for Muth. Another dig on the other end, this time for Louisville.
Free ball situation for Notre Dame.
Muth.
Nice job by Muth.
Kept it alive. Nunez called for it. Big swing and a hit. And it's a point for the Cardinals, and it's set point.
I agree with the call. The line judge immediately signaled for a touch and then said, no, 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 it was out, it was out. That's why you see Mike Johnson upset by the indecision from the line judge.
Set point for the Cards.
She can go around, she can go around.
She did, and she sent it back. But they say the point goes to Notre Dame.
Interesting.
As she got there, the whistle blew.
It's dependent on your venue. Some allow you to play beyond the antennas, beyond the ref stand. Others do not. I mean, if she can get around and send it back on her side without breaching the antenna, in my opinion, she should be allowed to do it. At the KFC Center, you're allowed to do that.
Set point number 2 for Louisville. Notre Dame with the serve. That's out. And Louisville wants a timeout. Notre Dame wants to try to win this in 4. They're down by 2. Louisville, 7th. It'll be a big showdown in the ACC between the Panthers and these Cardinals. End of the month in Tallahassee, it's Miami and Florida State. In the middle of November on the ACC Network, NC State and Miami. 24-22. A little more information on Pitt Louisville, but how about set point here between Notre Dame and the Cards? The set for Jones, tipped out of play, and set 4 goes to the Cards.
And here's the crazy thing. Both line judges don't see the tip. The up ref, who is right in front of her, and she should see it, she calls the touch, but neither line judge sees that. How did you not see it? But a fifth setter, she wanted to get out here and see it for herself.
She had a little message for her teammates when she was being carried off the court. Now she wants to be out there. You can see her sitting right behind the bench here for Louisville. Cards to serve to start the 5th. Freshman Alexa Hendricks, one of 6 freshmen dressed tonight for the Cards. 5th set's underway. Youth has it blocked. Back set, Jones. Taps it in for the first point.
Dirty, 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 dirty. Dirty birdie, you know? Because they're the Cardinals. You get it?
Yeah, I get it. You don't have to explain them. I got them.
Nice job by showing attack, flipping it to a quick tip right over the block.
Serve number 2 for Hendricks.
Nice
Dug by
set.
Shields, and then another point for the Cards. The player who came in when McHenry went down is number 9, Claire Chaussee, who has shown no fear. She has jumped up and swung that arm and just let it all hang out.
And sometimes that's all it takes. You get an opportunity and you seize it, and we've really seen that from Claire. She's done such a great job coming in a high-pressure situation. You're down 2 sets to none. Your biggest arm goes out with an injury, and then they're looking at you as a sophomore to lead them, to put them on your back, and she's done that tonight.
Notre Dame gets their first point of the 5th set. Set back for Jones. Cruzado, I think, out of self-preservation more than anything, got a hand on it. There's another big swing by Chaussee.
Claire Chaussee. What a couple of sets for her.
Hamilton with the serve. The dig, Chaussee back from the net a little bit.
Good read.
Nigo.
She was over. Oh boy, Nigo was way over. Are they allowed to challenge that? Yes, you can challenge a back row attack. I would take it. Her foot is way over the line. And there she goes. She's going to challenge it.
Looking for the card, and
now I'm sitting here thinking, like, did you see it right? I really hope you did, because you just made a really blanket statement that she was over, but
as we have found, as a former setter, you see the entire court. You don't miss a thing. So,
well, thank you.
You had your eye on it. Well, I'm just...
Head on a swivel. Head on a swivel.
So what are we looking for here, KG?
And I stand to be corrected. Louisville will lose this challenge.
And that was a quick video review.
To be fair, I'm going to make an excuse on air. I've got the ref stand right in front of me.
Well, then if...
You know? I know I was wrong. I was wrong. I'll woman up. I'll woman up. I know when I was wrong. I'll admit it.
But then you'll throw an excuse on the back end of it. I get it.
I mean, I disclaimed it.
So the video review fails for Louisville. It's a point for Notre Dame. Down 1 here in this set. That one is off the mark. It's a point for the Cards, back up by 2.
And that's so cute, so close by Nigo. And that's a credit to Nunez as the setter. I mean, no matter where the ball is on this court, she's able to keep this Irish offense in system. Really nice job running her offense.
And it's another point for Chauncey.
Team captain, Mel McHenry, she's liking what she sees from the young sophomore on the outside.
Aiko Jones. Service error.
And she was serving so well in 3 and 4. And that's why they obviously stuck with her. They want to see her in the back row. She adds another arm, another weapon to your offense.
Youth has it blocked.
Oh.
Nigo gets to it. Jones saved it. Another one for Chauncey. No, Cruzado dug it out. Nigo with the kill.
If I'm Nigo, I'm going right over to Cruzado and I'm saying, thank you, thank you. You kept us in that rally because of this dig. I mean, what a defensive play, and Nigo just hauling off.
17th kill for Nigo. Muth leading the way with 19 for the Irish.
Great dig by Lexi Hamilton out of middle back.
Jones leans into one and gets the point.
And that's what I'm talking
Athleticism
about.
on display right there.
She's another weapon in the back row, especially when Shannon Shields is up front. You have to account for her, where she is, what she's doing. As a blocker, it just adds even more to your plate. And she's digging unbelievably well.
Chance here for Louisville.
Oh!
What a read by the freshman. Shields, the setter, hammers it home to put the Cards up on top by 3.
That's why you hate playing against left-handed setters. Neither of Notre Dame's blockers gave her any respect or thought it was coming. They don't jump with her. Results in an easy kill.
Nigo has it blocked, and that's going to be a point for the Irish.
Nice try by Chauncey, trying to dig that ball, but just too much heat from Nigo. Can't cut it off, turn her body back into the court.
A service error for Nunez. Point Louisville. Teams will switch sides with Louisville on top 8-5. We'll step aside here in the 5th. Melanie McHenry, first team all-conference selection a year ago.
Thompson, after this ball that she gets blocked on, she said, that's my bad. I need to see that. I need to see where she's at and cut it. I like that determination from a hitter and the communication back and forth with your setter.
Tillman with the serve. Nigo gets the point for the Irish.
Nice job by Nigo going after Shannon Shields in the front row. A little bit undersized as a setter playing up front. She's able to tool off her hands.
Playing to 15 here in the 5th. Got to win by 2. Nigo to serve. Timing was off on that pass, and it's a point for Notre Dame.
And here you are with a true freshman as your setter. Really, really tight situation. A lot on the line. Both teams 6-0 in ACC play.
Service error for Nigo.
How do you handle the pressure? How do you handle the decision making in crunch time? That's one of the biggest learning curves for a young freshman. I don't mind the decision to go to Jones in the back row, but you have to be able to put up a better set in that situation.
Freshman Shields to serve. Nunez to Muth. Blocked back for a point for the Cards.
I mean, their blocking has been incredible. Where was it in set 1 and 2?
Well, they found it in set 3, in set 4, and it has them 4 points away from a match win here after another successful block.
And if you look at Louisville's lineup right now on the floor, Shannon Shields just went back to serve, so your undersized setter is now in the back row. That's prime time because you've got 3 attackers up front. And who are the 3 attackers? Well, Iko Jones on the right, and then you've got Anna Stevenson in the middle. That's your biggest block. So if you're Louisville, you want to win right now in this rotation because I believe it's their best. So Shannon Shields has to go back, take care of the ball, be diligent with her serve, put the pressure on. And Louisville's got to value the possession because right now is your best situation, so utilize it.
Louisville hitting .429 here in this 5th and deciding set. Notre Dame hitting 100.
For Mike Jones, he's been really, really pleased with the fight that his team has shown all season long. They're 13-3, 6-0 in the ACC. He says they battle, they grind it out. I have an appreciation for the way that they work even though they're young. I want to see that battle. I want to see that fight right now. You're down by 4, but like we've seen in this match in total, it's a game of runs. It's anybody's game at any moment. Let's see how Notre Dame responds out of this timeout.
Yeah, Mike Johnson says they've done a good job of overcoming deficits and winning close games. Well, they've got a big deficit right now, down 4 in set 5 against Louisville.
And sometimes it's hard to play with the lead. It's hard to play with the lead. How does Louisville handle that pressure? Do you have the killer instinct to close this one out on the road and remain unbeaten in ACC play?
Shields to serve again. Put a little bit more on that one, but missed the mark. So a service error out of the Notre Dame timeout. Point for the Irish, down by 3.
Best case scenario for Notre Dame, just give them a point right there. Now can McKnight build on it and string together a run here?
McKnight checks in to serve for the Fighting Irish. Good serve. Set for Jones. And the point. Another kill for Jones. 16th of the match.
Starts with Lexi Hamilton back at libero. Phenomenal pass right on the money on top of Shannon Shields' head. And who does she go to? Her big gun on the outside. Dani Busboom-Kelly said, Iko could play anywhere for me. I like having her on the right side because she's so physical, but ideally we'd love to move her eventually down the road to the pin on the outside because of that arm. And she just showed why she believes that.
Alexa Hendricks to serve for Louisville. Set for the kill for Kristen Bear.
Phenomenal play, phenomenal set, great situation. She goes to the grad senior, 5th year senior, right in the middle on the perfect pass here. Actually, it's not even perfect, it's on the 10-foot line, and she's still able to force the middle and get the kill, which makes that play even more impressive, that the fact that the pass wasn't right on top of her head.
Freshman Nancy Kane comes in to serve here for the Fighting Irish.
Okay, so a bit of a gamble. We haven't seen her all game. You throw her in the 5th set. She's cold. How does she handle it? Oh, with just a rocket of a serve.
Chaussee sent it back over. Youth. Point for Notre Dame.
Serving sub works out for now. Really nice serve.
Timeout Louisville.
Nice try by Chaussee, trying to get that touch off the block. But it's this kid who's just been the driver, keeping her team in this game. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Caroline Mew, 20 kills, 12 digs, 3 blocks tonight.
Her career high is 21 kills in a 4-set match against Bowling Green. That was the 3rd match of her career. She, right from the very start, has been a key part of Notre Dame's success, and she has kept them in it here in the 5th set, now just down by 2.
And when you recruit a player, obviously you hope they'll come in and have an impact, but you just don't know how quickly that impact will come. Mike Johnson said, no, we knew when we recruited her that she could immediately come in and be a factor for our team, a go-to for our team on the outside, even as a freshman, and she's handled it extremely well.
Just a reminder, Pitt 6-0, the Card 6-0, Fighting Irish 6-0 entering play tonight. There'll be 2 undefeated teams remaining in the ACC. One will be Pitt. Will it be Louisville? Will it be Notre Dame? It's taken 5 sets to figure it out. And at this rate, that win by 2 is probably going to have to come into play as well.
I wouldn't be surprised just given how this whole thing has gone. Can you side out if you're Louisville? Can you deliver a good pass out of serve receive here?
Kane to serve. Another good serve. Just an awkward ball that came over the net, and Notre Dame just didn't know what to do with it. They're 2 points away from winning the match.
And again, she's having people scream out, 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 out. She doesn't know. She's right in front of it. Can she get out of the way in time? She doesn't know if she should go up and hit it. I've been in those situations where you just don't know. You're indecisive, and that's what we see.
Well placed serve, and it is match point for the Cards.
Nice job by Louisville capitalizing on the situation. Kane's in to serve, and look, Mike Johnson's going to tell her to step up. Get out of serve receive. We've got Muth back to pass.
Lexi Hamilton serving for the match. Nunez sets. Dug out by Hamilton, flipped over, and the Cardinals have won it.
Just pure relief from Tillman. That ball was going tight to the net, and she just swipes at it, getting her knuckles on it in time. Obviously, Notre Dame not